Hello, this is Colin Liddell, and this is the Shortpod, a brief and succinct podcast commenting on the events and issues of the day. And today it is the 27th of November, 2025. Yesterday, in Britain, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rachel Reeves, delivered her second budget, in the process breaking a lot of promises made to voters at the 2024 general election and also in her first budget, where she promised not to raise tax anymore. Instead, what she decided to do was to raise tax by a whopping £26 billion. Now, why did Rachel Reeves decide to raise taxes? Is it because the government has some fantastic infrastructure plan to greatly improve Britain? Are they planning to build enough housing for everybody? Are they going to improve communications across the nation? Are they finally going to make Britain into a shiny, modern, well-functioning state? No. The reason Rachel Reeves stuck another 26 billion on, I think it was the 40 billion she stuck on the last budget in tax, is so that she can fund more welfare. Now, the first budget she introduced a year ago, I think that was mainly so she could pay lazy public sector workers more, and especially people in the National Health Service. And this budget, 26 billion, that's mainly for the benefit of people on welfare. Of course, Britain's very, very spoilt pensioner class will get a massive infusion of extra cash that a lot of them simply don't need. And a lot of people raising children on welfare will get more child benefits. And there will be other forms of welfare. One of the interesting provisions in the budget is a rise in the minimum wage. This will be quite interesting for some people because it might help to push them into the tax bracket. In the UK at the moment, I think people can earn money up to about £12,700 a year. And once they go above that, they start becoming income taxpayers at 20%. So you might get a boost in your minimum wage that pushes you into the taxpaying bracket, whereupon you lose 20% of your income. This is also the main method that Reeves is using to raise tax. She's frozen the tax brackets, which means that in the natural course of inflationary economics, more and more people are sucked into higher and higher tax brackets. This is effectively designed to be a stealth tax, but it's a stealth tax that everybody knows about. Now, what is Rachel Reeves thinking with this budget? The main intent of the budget is simple. Now, when Keir Starmer took over the Labour Party, when there was an internal coup that removed Jeremy Corbyn, he created a kind of Potemkin Village version of an electorally acceptable Labour Party. This was a Labour Party that was going to be fiscally responsible. It wasn't going to punish working people with taxes. It wasn't going to splurge on welfare, etc., etc. Most British people in 2024 thought, oh, that's quite nice, and we're a bit sick of the Tories, so let's give Labour a chance. And now we're getting the bait and switch. We're getting the real Labour Party taking off its mask and revealing itself to be a left-leaning scumbag party that wants to splurge on welfare and wants to tax hard-working people. Now, the reason this is happening is because the backbenchers of the Labour Party, all these members of Parliament who are not in ministerial positions, they want their left-wing socialist pound of flesh out of Keir Starmer. And so to avoid a backbench rebellion against an increasingly unpopular Labour government and an increasingly unpopular Labour leader, he's forced to bribe his backbenchers so they don't stab him in the back. And this is what Rachel Reeves' budget does. It's not too mad, so it doesn't panic the bond markets, but it screws more money out of the hard-working taxpayers and dumps it in the lap of the workshy and the shiftless. Now, this budget might have achieved its purpose, which is to save the Starmer government for another year or two, if it had managed to subtly hide its purpose. But unfortunately for Rachel Reeves, unfortunately for Keir Starmer and the Labour Party in general, everybody's already onto it. Everybody already realises what they're up to. So this budget will temporarily satisfy backbench Labour MPs, but it will make the Labour Party, it will make Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves even more unpopular than they are. And within a few months, maybe 2 or 3 months, there'll be more pressure from left-wing Labour MPs for more stupid, electorally unpopular left-wing policies, and it'll be an ever downward spiral. So Labour are going nowhere. They're going to self-destruct, and the battle is on for whoever will replace them. Will it be the Conservatives, reborn under a Nigerian anchor baby, or will it be Reform, with their leader who's increasingly being exposed by the mainstream media as a pal of Putin and a racist bully when he was in high school? Over and out.